In today's video, I want to talk with you about how do you know what's the right position to hire for your company. A little while back, my client Scott and I sat down and we were talking about the next person that he needed to hire for his team. His business has grown a lot in the last couple of years, and particularly in this year. And he is just working crazy hours and wants to, like a lot of people, A, make sure that you hire the right person, but B, hire somebody who's going to really give you the bandwidth to be able to work less hours or focus on the things that are most important for you to focus on. And when I asked Scott what position he thought that was for his company, he said, well, I think I just need a driver, somebody to just drive materials from one job site to the other. And as I listened to him, I said, "Well, do you know all of the positions within your company?" I just asked him, "Do you know all the hats that you're wearing right now in your business? And are you really clear about if that's the right position for you to hire?" And I recommended that instead of just looking at it from the perspective, which a lot of times we do, I just need somebody to give me some relief. I need another helper. I need a set of hands to help me. That tends to be the easiest answer because it doesn't require a lot of training and it doesn't require having to pursue somebody with a high degree of skill. You might think, well, it's easy if I just hire somebody who can help relieve some of the workload. But as I sat down with Scott, we actually created an organizational chart for his company. And I want to share it with you because it was very illuminating for him when I said, let's create an organizational chart. Let's look at all the positions in your company. And then what I want you to do is to fill in every one of the positions that you wear that hat for. And let me show you what it looked like when we were done. So you can see, so it's Scott. He's the president of the company. He's the owner. It's a design build firm. Scott's name was, he was the president. He's the ops manager. He was the project manager. He's the estimator. He's the designer. He's the marketing. He's sales. He is human resources. He is the office manager. I said, and he actually sometimes is working in the field. Sometimes he's actually a foreman. And I said, so when you look at this, really, you want to consider not just getting another set of hands to help you manage everything that's on your plate, but I think a more important question for you to ask for yourself right now is, what is a position that will give me the most leverage for me to be able to focus my time as a business owner on the most important parts that I want to be handling and that will allow me to really help my business grow and thrive? And where is the position that could be handed off to somebody else, or I could hire somebody else to do that would allow me the time to focus on where I really need to be focusing my time? Well, that conversation completely shifted how he was thinking about it. And one of the things that happened is in the course of this conversation, first of all, just putting all of his name in all of those boxes sort of like illuminated for him in a whole new way. And it got him really clear about, as much as he knew he was overworked and overwhelmed and working tons of hours, he could like visually see, oh my gosh, that's where all of my time is going. And that clarity that he got also in being able to see all of the positions within his organization allowed him to have more confidence to go, okay, what specifically is the role within my company? And this is especially true for you if you wear multiple hats, you're a smaller company, right? That's going to happen. You might even have someone on your team who wears 2 or 3 hats. When you can see this, though, and you can see each role separately, as Scott did, you'll be able to start to make the distinction of, okay, what is that role and what needs to happen in order to really help my business grow, manage the volume I have, and is going to let me as a business owner focus, or a leader, if you're managing a team, focus on the right places for you that are going to be the most beneficial to the company. Well, in Scott's case, what he ended up deciding was really the place where he needed to hire somebody else was as a project manager and also in the designer position. And that change in his business. And he first hired a designer, and that alone was a huge weight off of his shoulders, because now it gave him more capacity to be able to turn around designs quicker and serve clients better. And then hiring the project manager, all of a sudden, that was enormous, because it took away that need for him to be constantly in the field and managing all of these other people underneath him. He was able to get more bandwidth. And so the thing for him that he started to notice, and that hopefully you're seeing in this, is that by hiring the right person who can actually take ownership, who's not just a helper, but take ownership of that role, is critically important to be giving you the ability to create more bandwidth and make sure that you're making the right hire and not just hiring somebody who's a helper. In the next video, I'm going to talk about how do you make sure that you're hiring for the right person, by making sure that you're clearly defining what each of those roles within your organization are.